Well, I guess we're gonna finish our Blasted Lands run. So, every intention here is to finish Blasted Lands. Hopefully we'll hit 58 in the process, which will allow us to go to Hellfire for the next segment, whenever that happens to be. So, let's log in and get going. What's this all about? So, we're gonna go to Surwich first.
King's honor, friend. Farewell.
Well, that was skimming the top of that hill a little close. Report to Mayor Charlton. Connosport at Surwich in Blasted Lands. I wonder. Oh, did the anniversary event end? Yeah, it ended the 30th. That's why I'm not seeing the world bosses.
Any friend of Greymane is a friend of mine. Let the light of the new moon guide you.
Wormthorn's Dream. Not surprisingly, most of our citizens in Surwich did not come to the Blasted Lands for the pleasant atmosphere. They came following the dream of an idealistic druid, Marl Wormthorn. Wormthorn believed that the tainted scar could be healed and attempted to grow it back. Looks like he was wrong. He grew his forest, but the land is still plagued by demons, and his great tree is twisted and gnarled. Still hopeful, maybe if we head into the tainted forest and clear some of the taint. So 5 Doomguard Destroyers, 5 Dreadlord Defilers, 5 Corrupted Darkwood Treants, and 3 Felspore Boglords in the Tainted Forest.
Good day.
Be a way where quests would show difficulty colors. I mean, they're not. I mean, it's not a big deal. 3 more Doom Guards, 2 more Treants, and I'm done with this quest. 1 Treant. Hey, Epiphany. Okay, just 3 more Doom Guards. They're easy to spot. They're nice and big. There's one right there. There's 2 more. How convenient. Oh, what is your highest level character in Elder Scrolls Online? I haven't been really doing much in the way of leveling my character there, so I'm still at level 44. I've been spending time, rather than playing the character, so I like grossly outstrip my crafting. I've been trying to gradually level up my crafting, because my enchanting is way behind right now. So I'm trying to get the enchanting up, because I'm approaching the level cap, so I want to get my enchanting skill up to like close to 50. I can only make like level 30-ish enchants right now, and my character is level 44. I'm a little behind. Yeah, I don't play often either, just a little bit each day.
Oi.
Yeah, like I said, I only log in like a few times a week. I try to do every day, but I don't. But I'm also trying to catch up with the stables, because you can spend 250 gold a day to like increase your mount if you have a mount in ESO, and it can increase your carrying capacity, the mount speed, and the mount stamina. The stamina
That's enough gabbing for me today.
increases how far you can sprint or how much damage it takes before you're dismounted. I maxed out carrying capacity first because I found that to be the most useful. Because like buying carrying capacity from the bag vendor is really expensive. It's more expensive than through the stables. Just stables take 60 days to get the extra 60 carrying capacity. Every 20 hours. Gain 1 bag slot every 20 hours. Alright, so what next? Demoniac Vessel. Where is the Demoniac Vessel? Guessing it's in that tree. I should probably read the quest. Kill the tainted black bears, tainted night stalkers, and tainted screechers in the tainted forest. A lot of taint here. And try to assemble their parts into a demoniac vessel. I have a mount because I had actually purchased the game when Tamriel Unlimited came out. You know, during the, it was way back in 2015, a year after the game had come out, when they were doing the welcome back thing, because I was in the beta at one point. I think the MMO aspects are played down quite a bit more than the MMO aspects of World of Warcraft. Like the social part of Elder Scrolls Online, it's just like I never felt an absolute need to connect with other people, whereas in WoW sometimes you have to. Like dungeons, I don't think it's so much that they downplay, it's just that it's easier to group up with people in WoW simply because they have like a group finder that is far more robust, probably because there's more people in the system. Like there are more people playing WoW than what there are playing Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, it is still a friend. Well, I mean, so is World of Warcraft too, unless you want to do like the end game content, like dungeons and whatnot. But you can actually queue for dungeons. There's like an automatic group finder, and it's really robust. You can get a queue, sit in queue 10-15 minutes, and be able to do a run. Oh, my inventory is full. Let's clear that up a little bit.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you. Many farewells.
You know, one thing about this game is some spiders you can skin, some spiders you can't skin. Oh, apparently I didn't loot that bear. I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online on the American server, but the whole concept of mega server is kind of misleading. It's not everyone on one server. There are separate servers, but unlike WoW, it's not discrete realms. So when you, like, for example, if you group with a friend, you'll be transported to whatever server they're on. I know this from when I actually used to play the game with a friend. Well, a former friend, as it were. Inventory is full again.
I have many lucky doos you like. Good fortune to our friends.
Oh, this is getting to be a pain in the ass. I need to do something about these bags. I need to go someplace where there's a bank so I can drop off some stuff.
I have many wares.
Really should do that soon.
May your feet find good trails.
I'll do that after this quest, actually. Let's see, that's not an upgrade. I can sell that.
I have many lucky doos you like.
Definitely not an update. Bye.
Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
Alright, so... Okay, eating was not what I planned on doing. I don't know, that depends on how soon you want it. I mean, like, in my case, I would just wait to get it at home, just because you're assuming, like, delivered at home, work or something like that. It's just a short wait, a short additional wait. Well, let's get rid of these 3 things.
Many farewells.
So why are we crushing
many
this?
deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you.
Fine powder. Okay, so we need 2 Screecher Brain Paste and 2 a Demonic. So 20 crushed Nightwalker legs and 2 Screeching Brain.
Good fortune to our friends.
Okay, I need to kill 7 more spiders. Three more hides. I can understand that. I can definitely take the day off from work. It's not every day that you get a laptop. Oh, hey, I'm an expert, and that means I can't get any more points now, because... Okay, I need 3 more of those. Okay, I've got the Screecher Bane Paste, so I don't need the Screechers anymore. Okay, I need 2 more pouches, so I need to kill more bears. WoW does definitely have a crowded HUD just because there's a lot of things involved. By default, the portraits for you and your target are up in the corner, but I set them down in the middle so they're easier to see, so I can see what's going on when I'm fighting, rather than looking at the corner of the screen. And plus, like, when you see these things down here, those are actually due to an add-on. They are not part of the base game. Like this little icon here, it just shows me cooldowns in a more visible asset. This is just inventory. It can be opened and closed on needed. I'm just used to opening and closing it all the time. Let's see. Hey, we have the vessel. There's a lot of extra steps there, but... Let's go back, and once I go back, I'm going to fly to Stormwind to put some stuff in the bank, and also go to the next stage of my skinning, because I'm at 225 now, and 300 is what I need before I can even begin to skin things in Outland, and I will be going to Outland in 2 levels. Yeah, it's going to be very different than Elder Scrolls Online because WoW is, when it first came out in 2004, internet wasn't quite as broadband centric as what it is today. I mean, I still wouldn't have recommended playing it on dial-up, but latency was an issue. So in order to battle the combats of the effects of latency, the combat wasn't real time in space, kind of like in the game world, like it is in Elder Scrolls Online. In Elder Scrolls Online, to dodge an attack, you have to physically move your character out of the way. In WoW, it's actually just a random chance, and you can raise your dodge or parry chance based on your gear, and that really depends on the class you play. Plate wearers, that is Death Knights, Paladins, and Death Knights, they derive parry based on their strength. So as you gain more strength, you get more parry chance. Rogues, druids, and everything else gains dodge from agility, and I'm not sure how effective that's going to be if you're a caster, if you wear cloth, or if you're a leather or a mail caster.
What can I do for you?
So, considering I'm playing a rogue now, that means as I get agility, I get a dodge chance, increased dodge chance. And I've just hit level 57. Did I learn anything? No, I did not. You get skills. Unlike Elder Scrolls Online, you have a very set skill set, and it's learned automatically as you level. So, like for example, if I open my spell book here, level 58, I'll learn Fleet-Footed, which is a passive which increases my movement speed and reduces falling damage. At level 61, I'll get rank 2 of Sprint. Right now, Sprint is 70% movement speed for 8 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. This will make it 70% movement speed for 8 seconds. No. It allows you to run over water. Wow, that's new. I don't remember that. It used to be a glyph for that. Now that it's built in, I never even realized that with my level 110 rogue, so that's kind of neat. Then at level 66 you get, I guess that's supposed to be rank 3, it's reduced to a 1-minute cooldown. Level 68 I get Shroud of Concealment, which is a really cool ability. It's basically AoE stealth. I can stealth everyone around me. Tricks of the Trade is at level 70, which basically causes me to transfer threat to a targeted, party or raid member. In other words, I can open up and just go full out on the beginning, and all the damage I do, the threat will be redirected to the tank if I choose the tank for my target here. So it's basically allows me to not worry about over aggroing. Shuriken combo. Shuriken Storm increases the damage of your next Eviscerate by 10% for each enemy hit beyond the first. Stacks up to 5 times, which means Shuriken Storm is an AoE ability. So this means when there's lots of AoE, I can use it to increase the damage of Eviscerate, so I can do more damage on the primary target while AoEing. At level 78 we get Mastery, which is a speciality specific ability. This one increases damage done by finishing moves. And then at level 80 I get Cloak of Shadows, which is a really powerful defensive spell. And these are the other two specs, Assassination and Outlaw. My max level rogue is an Outlaw rogue. Alright, so is that an upgrade? Well, it has versatility and it's a lot more of everything, so yeah, that's most definitely an upgrade.
Watch your back.
But before we get that upgrade, we are going to go back to Stormwind really briefly, so we can, let's, empty what we have in our bags now. This, by the way, is a vendor mount. They eventually pay for themselves because they allow you to, vendor, sell anything you loot in the vendor, which they'll pay for themselves because instead of destroying those items, you are actually selling them and getting gold out of it.
Friend of the Grummels.
Although, I wonder how long it would take to, for this particular one to pay for itself, because, that vendor mount that I just did was a 120,000 gold vendor mount. The cheaper Mammoth is only 20,000. 120,000 gold is not a small amount. Most players never see that much. Like right now I have 258 gold. But I didn't spend 120,000 gold on this character to get this mount. Mounts are account bound, they're account wide, so because if you get an amount on one character, you get that amount on any character. So let's get an overview of the areas. one of the differences between WoW and Elder Scrolls Online is, while Elder Scrolls Online zones are huge and they're very large, they're not seamless. To go to a different zone in Elder Scrolls Online involves a loading screen. In WoW, entire continents are seamless. I can fly from, like if you look at the map here, I can fly all the way from here, all the way up to here, without a single loading screen. It'll just be seamless the whole time. And I say here, because these top two zones were added in the Burning Crusade, so there is a loading screen, because back then you had to have the expansion to be able to go there. It's baseline now. I think they should just make it part of the main continent without the loading screen, but it would change some of the quest flow up there, I think. Yeah, like I said, it's huge. Just to give you an idea, like I was streaming one day and I was curious how long it would take at the running speed to go from, I started here in this zone, I started right around here, did this path right up to what's called Timbermaw Hold right there. I don't know if you can read it on the stream. And that Timbermaw Hold goes through, no, wrong zone. It goes through, comes out here, and then I walked down this path into Ashenvale, down this path over here, across to Ajara. It's not like it's not uncovered right now, just because that's a Horde zone. But it went across here, and I was on a Horde character at the time. Then down into Orgrimmar, through Orgrimmar, out the front gates here, into Durotar, down this way, across a bridge, into the Northern Barrens, down here, to the corner by the Southern Barrens. And then I think I went over, yeah, to Stone Talon, went across like this, down into, yeah, I went across this way, down into Desolus, through Desolus into, yeah, this is Desolus, through Desolus into, no, not Silithus, I went from Desolus down to Fairless, which is this zone right here. Then from Fairless to Thousand Needles. I actually went on a boat, went across Thousand Needles, down to here, into Tenaris right here, this way, and then up here through Angoro Crater to Silis at this, and then ended down here. All at running speed. It took 1 hour and 40 minutes to do that path. So, like, if you look at the map, the path would have gone like this, down like this, across here, down like this, up here, down here, across like this, and like that. And the whole trip took 1 hour and 40 minutes. But here we are at the Stormwind Gates. This is a really cool looking city. At level 60, I should be able to learn flying, so... Yeah, it took 1 hour and 40 minutes. I mean, you can have mounts, but I was doing it at this speed. Actually, I was going a little bit faster than this character is, because I don't have fleet-footed yet on this character. That was on a max-level rogue, so I had fleet-footed. But, flying is much faster than running. If you have the max rank of flying, you move at 4.1 times normal running speed. So that hour and 40 minutes would have been down to about 45 minutes if I followed the same path. If I go in a straight line from the north to south, it would probably be 10-15 minutes. So this is the auction house. This is where you buy stuff from other players. I can go through here and look at one-handed weapons, for example. When you look at items, colors indicate quality. Like Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online, you have white, green, blue, purple, and orange. It's actually, they probably lift those straight from World of Warcraft, because those are the colors from World of Warcraft 2. So you start off with gray, which would be like, you know, where is it? That's gray. That would be a what's called a poor quality item. Then you go to white, which is a common quality item. Then you go to green, which is uncommon quality. Then you go to blue, which is rare quality. Then you go to purple, which is epic, orange, which is legendary. Legendary items are relatively hard to get. They either have a low drop chance or they require very long quest chains. But when it comes to... These are all the achievement system in World of Warcraft, and feats of strength is where you get all the difficult ones. Like, for example, this one, Breaker of the Black Harvest, defeated Canrithed, Ebonlock, and gained command of the energy of Overfell energy before the expedition to Draenor set out. To get this feat of strength, you had to get the green fire for warlocks before Warlords of Draenor came out, which I did on my warlock. And this means I was the first rogue on my realm, which is a different realm from this one, to reach level 90, the max level during the Mists of Pandaria. So you have other feats of strength for like mounts. These are all really rare mounts that I have. Dungeons. Mistwalker means I got the realm fastest challenge mode time in Mists of Pandaria. You have raids. Ahead of the curve means you defeated the last boss of a raid before the next raid. I don't know why I don't have the ahead of the curve from the current expansion or the previous. Those are probably under Legacy anyways. Reputation, Insane in the Membrane, and Vast Yavriel, they take a lot of work. Events, just stuff that you can't do anymore, like for example Diablo's 20th anniversary or WoW's 12th anniversary, or WoW's 13th, and so on and so forth. Promotions, like Collector's Edition. But is it under, would it be under Legacy? Because, yeah, you can't get that one anymore. Because that raid doesn't exist anymore. That particular way of defeating, you know, Trial of the Grand Crusader doesn't exist anymore. Level 60 in Ixu's Lair doesn't exist anymore. Zul'Gurub doesn't exist as a raid anymore. Yeah, it is. I mean, look at how many people are in the auction house here. But I was going to go to the bank, not the auction house. And I think I'm going to get some bank space by buying the reagent tab. In the bank, you can buy a reagent tab just to store crafting materials. What can I do for you? Let's see. Yep, it's 100 gold. I can buy that right there. Then I can deposit all reagents. And look at all that bag space it just freed up.
The Alliance.
So let's sort the bags now. Sell our grays.
For a friend of the Grumbles, like you. May your feet find good.
Let's go back and take all these leatherworking skills and deposit them into the bank.
Go with honor, friend. Well met. Careful.
Yeah, that's an achievement, by the way. I also have no gold now. Okay, we have to find where the leatherworking trainers are, and I believe it's going to be either in the Dwarven District or Old Town. I don't remember off the top of my head where they are, but if you're unsure where to find a particular profession trainer, you can go to a guard, like these guards right here, and ask them. They'll tell you where things are. So, go to a profession trainer and skinning. Old Town, I was right. So it'll put a flag on it right there. So I have to go this way. I killed the sewer beast. I actually looked to see if it was there before I went over there. That thing had a lot of health too. Alright, so I believe the skinning trainer is over here. Yep. No, that's leatherworking. See what he has.
Hey there.
I just have
Be
like
careful.
almost no leatherworking. So where's the skinning trainer? Right here? Yep, right
Hello.
here. Good thing it's only 4.5 gold. It gets expensive towards the end.
See you around.
Alright, let's go back. Fly back to Surwell. Surwich, or whatever the place is called.
Greetings. Be careful.
It's really cool to fly over the city of Stormwind. Out of all the various cities, I think Stormwind and Ironforge do a really good job of feeling like a city. Like the above ground of Undercity feels more like a city than Undercity itself does, but Undercity feels organized, kind of like Ironforge does. Orgrimmar feels pretty epic. Silvermoon City feels pretty epic, but something about Stormwind and Ironforge make them feel bigger than the other cities. They may or may not actually be bigger, but I don't know. They feel that way. But there's actually a an underground tram that takes you between Stormwind and Ironforge. And what's kind of neat is this underground tram supposed to go under the lock in Loch Modan, which kind of doesn't make sense. Because it's supposed to go under that lock right there, but for some reason that means the tram curves like that and it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Or maybe it goes through that waterway. But I mean, there is a beast in the water called Nessie, which is a reference to the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, so did I. I had Manicotti like the other day. Saturday. Yeah, if you want, sometime I'll show you Nessie in the game. It's kind of difficult to see because you kind of go flying by it on a tram. It's like off to the side, but you can actually walk the whole length of the tram. It's actually it's its own instance. It's not actually part of the actual world, so it's much shorter than what it would be if it was actually connecting Stormwind to Ironforge. Interesting thing about this zone right here. This zone was used as a pre-launch invasion event for the Warlords of Draenor expansion, so this zone has two different versions of the zone. There's the level 55 to 60 version, which is the version that I'm in right now, but there's also a level 90 version that was used to set the staging area for the going to the alternate history version of Draenor, and you can tell which version you're in because if you see that green glow around the dark portal there, it's green for the level 50 version, but it's red for the level 90 version. The quest line's completely different, all the NPCs and enemies are completely different. Like this area would be filled with level 90 elites for the level 90 version. Well, due to the timeline, the level 50 version is like when you first went through vanilla World of Warcraft, and even through Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria. This was all before the events of the Burning Crusade. So when you're going through here, you're going before the Burning Crusade happened. But as the game progressed, so at the end of Mists of Pandaria, there was a time rift, like a, you know, parallel universe kind of thing happening, and when the main villain of the Mists of Pandaria expansion got broken out of jail, as it were, by a kind of nefarious dragon, as it were, of the infinite time flight, which is like the time bending like flight. Because the way WoW works is there are different flights of dragons. There's like the red dragons, which deal with life, the blue dragons, which deal with magic, the bronze dragons, which deal with time, and the green dragons, which deal with what's called the Emerald Dream, which is kind of its own thing. So, what happened was a corrupted member of the Bronze Dragon Flight had broken Garrosh, the main villain of Mists of Pandaria, out of prison and sent him to Draenor in the past, before the invasion, before the Horde invaded Azeroth, which was the events of Warcraft 2, the real-time strategy game from the mid-90s. So, whoops. So, as a result of that, Garrosh went back and stopped most of the orcs in Draenor from drinking the blood of Manaroth, who was a demon. Now, when the orcs drank the blood of Manaroth, they became frenzied with a bloodlust, as it were. And it was during that bloodlust, and when Medivh summoned them to Azeroth, it was when the war of that happened. That was a major plot point of the movie, if you've ever seen the movie Warcraft. So what happened was he stopped that and then built up an army over time, and then they invaded the current timeline, Azeroth. So it was a different version of all the various heroes of games past, as it were. So when you have a high enough level character in this zone, there is an NPC at the start of the zone you can speak to change the timeline of the zone. So you can go back to the level 60 version if you are over level 90 by speaking to an NPC. It used to remember what it was. It used to be saved through between sessions. The last time I tried it, it wasn't though. Let's go back and turn in this quest. I have no idea why you're going that way. This way is quicker. Especially if you take a water walking mount.
Get gabbing or get going. Keep your chin up, eh?
Alright, so what next? I think that's it. Go back this way and do the other section. I might have to actually find another area to quest in. No, let's see what's going on here. This is a horde area, so let me go far enough to do. There we go. Hooray, achievement. Now I have the whole map uncovered. That's a settlement for the horde. If I just walk in there, it'll spawn level 110 guards who will like one-shot me with probably a couple million damage overkill. It's ridiculous. I won't last long if that were to happen. I would also subsequently be flagged for player versus player, which I'd rather not be right now. Because I'm not trying to do PvP right now, I'm just trying to finish this zone. Which reminds me, let's see something here. Quests. Eastern Kingdoms. I have 2 more quests to get the achievement for Blasted Lands. Now keep in mind, I already have the achievement because I did it on a character, but it tracks separately for each character. I'll get the toast, but I won't get the achievement points. Actually, that's kind of irrelevant because in Elder Scrolls Online, everything in the world scales to your level. So it doesn't matter what level you are when you go to a zone, everything's your level. As far as I know, there might be a minimum level for the scaling. So like if you go to a zone where the enemies are too high level, they'll still be that minimum level, but they won't be. But if you go back to an old starter zone, like if I go back to you know, the starter zone for the Ebonheart Pact at level 44, everything there is level 44. But like when you look at the number there, like 57, it's the same level as me. If it gets to be 3 levels to 5 levels over than me, 3 or 4 levels over than me, the number will turn orange. If it gets to be 5 levels to 9 levels, it'll be red. And if it's 10 levels, it'll be a skull because it'll be so much above you that that's like comes to the point where it's pointless to even try. Because like the way mechanics work in WoW is there's like crits. There are critical hits, and there are, with NPCs, they can do something called crushing blows, which are far more damaging than a crit. The amount of damage done by a crushing blow is related to the level difference between you and the target. So when it's 10 levels above you, it's going to deal very hard-hitting crushing blows. And the other mechanic is glancing blows. On an NPC, do its glancing blow, it'll do almost no damage. So if I were to attack something that's 10 levels above me, it would actually be difficult to hit it, because I would miss a lot. And then if I do land, it'll probably be a glancing blow for hitting for almost no damage at all. I know because I've tried attacking things like that. I think I just stopped Umberlock from being beat. You're wondering why I CC'd that Naga before hitting it? It has to do with the talent that I picked for second row, I think? Yeah, Night Stalker. No, I don't have that talent. I forgot that that's an assassination talent. I don't need to do that. It seems like it's ridiculous and everything's dying too easy. I feel that way too. That's why I'm not using heirlooms or dungeons. Because, you know, you get really good gear, it'll be even more ridiculous. Plus heirlooms increase the amount of experience you get. That's a barbarian, I need more enchantresses. Four more enchantresses. Oh, that's idolater. Need more enchantresses. Oh, there's one. One more. Right there. I think this might give me the achievement toast for Blasted Lands quests. I actually, starting tomorrow, I think, I'm gonna get Black Flag for free on Uplay. Because I think Asbo tweeted that out. Alright, so what are we doing next? 8 Zealots, 8 Acolytes, 4 Gamblers, 4 Idolators. And I have to destroy 8 Ashir Idols. I didn't need to kill him. Whatever. It's experience. Okay, so that's 4 Gamblers. I don't need any more Gamblers now. Yeah, I'll find out. I've actually never played any of the Assassin's Creed games, so I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect. I'm looking forward to it. Just another game to add to the pile, I guess. I gotta kill 8 Acolytes, destroy 6 more idols. I swore there were more idols over here. I hate it when these things are not personal. That means I have to wait for them to respawn. Oh, there's more idols up there. Well, let's go up there then. Oh, in the caves, presumably. Probably where all the acolytes and zealots are. Probably a ton of idols. Oh, there's an acolyte right there. There's 3 acolytes. 3 idols. I also have to do Hellblade at some point too. I want to do that at the very least after I finish my Bioshock playthrough. Oh, hello. There's a zealot. First zealot. So we're done with the idols now. Now we need 3 more acolytes and 7 more zealots. You know what I miss? Enraged spells. Used to be a mechanic in this game. Rogues used to be a class that could dispel enrages. Now no one can. Makes me wonder how some old raids work, because some old raids actually kind of required it. One more zealot and we're done. Okay, let's work our way out. Of course we have to keep sprint on cooldown. Yeah, I like it when games have that kind of like lived-in feel, like a world where it just feels like an actual breathing, living world. The Witcher's good at that too. You'll hear people mumbling about things. Most of the time they comment on the players going by, but it gives the world a living, breathing feel. Incidentally, in The Witcher, you can go and actually hire the services of a concubine or whatever at a brothel. You can go to a brothel and, you know, hire a prostitute for sure. I tried it once. It was interesting, to say the least. Not a kid's game, that's for sure. Alright. Stamina and dodge, that's a tanking ring. That's an upgrade. So, what next? I'm done, and I'm not yet level 58, but I'm almost there. I'm wondering... First, let's go back. Because I have that, that imperfect Drenethist fragment. Yeah, the set paths, like, if you really pay attention, like, if you see things in segments, the set paths, you know, look like a living, breathing world, but if you observe NPCs longer, it, you know, the illusion is a little shattered because you can see that they're just, you know, following a scripted path. It's kind of interesting when you see these creatures wander around. They're wandering around randomly. It's completely randomly generated. They're not following a path. Although there are some that do follow a path, and if you observe them, you can see. You see that more often in raids and dungeons, where you can see them following a set path. Because sometimes, especially with dungeons, having a patrol walk in when you're fighting something on some of the harder settings of dungeons can lead to a wipe. It can lead to a catastrophic ending, and that's a lot of time lost when, you know, you're running against the clock. And that was like in Mists of Pandaria, and to a lesser extent Warlords of Draenor. Well, actually to roughly the same extent in Warlords of Draenor. Dungeons... Like, challenge mode dungeons were harder with the trash than it was with the bosses. Because if you messed up a trash pull and you died, because everything hit so much harder and it was so much more difficult, and, you know, the gear was normalized, why is it... Okay, I think we're having server lag or something. There we go. That was weird. It can be, like I said, you can lose a lot of time, and there were like silver, you know, bronze, silver, and gold rankings. It was forgiving enough that you could probably wipe once or twice and still get a gold ranking. But if you wipe once, you won't get a realm best.
I have many wares.
Alright, so let's go back to the dark portal.
Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
Go back to the dark portal and see if we can't pick up the quest that at least takes us to Hellfire. If we can, then we can at least go there and grind mobs to get to the rest of the way to 58, because that's what I've always had to do. I've always fallen short of level 58 when I finished the last zone, because it was even worse way back in the day, but the last two levels were a pain back in vanilla. But let's see if I can get there. Are there any quests being offered? Usually one of these guys over here.
Legion's end draws near.
Yep.
I supply only the finest goods.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't even equip that upgrade yet. So let's see if we can actually step through the portal and go into Hellfire nonetheless. Oh, you used to be able to. I can't even go to Hellfire now until I'm 58. Huh. Oh, that kind of sucks. You know what, though? I guess we have to go grind another high-level zone to finish out this level. Well, let's find another zone to do that with. So, what else is there? Not Eastern Plaguelands, not Frothy. Well, this blue bar right here, right above the action bar, is my experience bar. So that tells me how close I am to leveling. I'm about 2/3 of the way up. It's kind of hard to see, but if you look, it's a little darker here rather than being completely transparent. And the reason for that is because I have rested experience. If you log out, you gain what's called rested experience, and when you're rested, you get double experience from kills, although not from quest rewards. But quest rewards will move the rested experience further along, so you don't actually lose any potential, like, bonus kills. So, like, as it stands right now, I have rested experience for the rest of the level. I will get double experience from kills, so I can just farm high-level enemies to get the rest of it. But, quests are much quicker, so at the very least, I actually do have a breadcrumb quest Silithus, so we can at least track that. So we have to go to Cenarian Hold and Silithus. I don't think I've been through Ungoro Crater, so I'll have to actually travel through Ungoro. I have to go to the other continent, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hop on a flight point, then fly to Booty Bay. From Booty Bay, we will take a boat to Ratchet. From Ratchet, we will fly to Tenaris. So we'll go down to Booty Bay here.
Go with honor, friend.
And you'll get to see more of the land south of where we are. Over here. Interesting, I haven't explored any of that, but somehow I've been to Fort Livingston. Apparently I did more there. I don't think I did any questing in the Stranglethorns. I've been questing mostly in Kalimdor, which is the western continent, just because that's where the Night Elves start, because the Night Elf starting area is right up here at Teldrassil. So we are going to fly down to this settlement right here, which is Booty Bay, which is a pirate-themed settlement. From there, we will take a boat. The boat will take us to... No, not Theramore. Ratchet, which is right there. From there, we'll take a flight down to Valley of the Watchers here. Now, from the Valley of the Watchers, there's a pathway right here which goes into a very high-level zone. So I will not be going that way. Instead, I'll be taking just north of that. There's a pathway down into Ungoro Crater, which you can see I've not been to yet. I'll have to walk all the way across this. Then to Silithus, it'll come up out of here, and then there's the flight point there. I'll do just whatever quests it takes for me to get to 58. So I guess we don't even have 2 full levels worth of quests in Blasted Lands. Because I think I started Blasted Lands at 56. And it was fully rested too, so... Let's see, what do we have? 58 is the next one, so we get fleet-footed, which is great. More mobility is always better. Stranglethorn, incidentally, is a jungle. Actually, I think, if I recall correctly, with the experience bar, when it's not rested, it'll be purple. It's blue when rested, but purple when not rested. Some goblin-themed architecture there. The goblins are the pillagers of the world. All about the oil and the energy resources and screw environmentalism. Which is why I think it's weird that you can actually be a shaman as a goblin, because shamans are all about, you know, elementals and about the earth and whatnot. By earth, I mean Azeroth. Okay, so let's head over to where the boat is, where it is, and where I won't get to in time, it looks like. No! No! Guess I have to wait out the next cycle. Why is there an ogre swimming? I forgot the way up. Don't tell me I have to go all the way around. I have to go all the way around. There used to be another way up. Like a ramp. Oh, there it is. Good, because if it took me, if I had to go all the way around, I would have missed another boat. So I think the plan for the rest of my stream tonight is to go to Silithus, finish the route to level 58, then head back to Stormwind. Where's my Hearth set to? Shadowglen. I haven't changed it from since I've been level 1. Shadowglen is the Night Elf starting area. So we'll do this. After Silithus, we'll head back, then go to the Dark Portal. We'll have to take the port from Stormwind anyways. So we'll head back to Stormwind, do the breadcrumb quest leading to Hellfire, and then we'll go through the portal, and then once we're at the steps, check out the grand view once we're in Hellfire, and then we'll stop the stream there. Pick it up from there next time. It'll be on to the next expansion. So what do we have for skinning? We're at 225 out of 300. I really need to work on my leatherworking. Hey, I have a first aid skill of 1, which means I haven't made anything. I can make 184 linen bandages, which heal me for 120 damage over 6 seconds. I have 8,155 health. That wouldn't even be a noticeable amount. off to Ratchet we go. No sense of waiting around, right? I got here faster by jumping off the boat. I just already happened to be on my water walking mount.
Talk to me. Keep it real.
So now let's fly over to Tenaris. So we should be flying over Dustwallow Marsh and Thousand Needles, then over Tenaris. Dustwallow Marsh is a swamp. Thousand Needles is a long... It used to be an arid land, but with Cataclysm it became a flooded zone, so it became a water zone. You see all the old area that it used to be, like at the bottom now of the water. Then Tenaris is a desert. After Tenaris we go to Angoro Crater, which is a lush jungle. Then we go to Silithus, which is another desert. So we're going to go from grassland to swamp to lake to desert to jungle to desert. If you played Warcraft 3, you'll remember there was a brief partnership between Thrall and Jaina Proudmoore, and Jaina Proudmoore, where her father Dalen Proudmoore created a city of Theramore. This is that settlement, that city. So this is Theramore Isle. In that tall building in the center, you will see Jaina Proudmoore. She went from being a lover of peace and being, you know, like, seeking truce and diplomacy to, like, just spewing out hatred for the Horde. But there's a reason for that. The Horde destroyed her town. She ended up becoming distrustful of the entire Horde because of the action of one crazy leader who, you know, got killed in the end. By the very orc she forged a truce with. Alright, so that's the inlet to the Thousand Needles. Now this used to be just a wall back in the day, and you were never actually ever really on this side of it. So when the Cataclysm happened, I'm guessing a tsunami destroyed this part of the mountain, and that's what caused the whole zone to be flooded. Now the zone was flooded. You can see it during the... Oh, the reflections are supposed to be screen-based. I don't know why I'm seeing... Where are my settings here? Liquid detail. Screen-based reflection. Apparently not completely, because I shouldn't be seeing a reflection of Argus right there. That is a planet called Argus. That is the homeworld of the Draenei. If it were really that close to Azeroth, it would have been ripped apart by tidal forces. And when you go to Argus, you can actually go there. Azeroth is much bigger. You can see that that is a planet that is much smaller than Argus. Or Azeroth. Argus is much smaller than Azeroth. Beautifully destroyed, but yeah, it's really neat looking. how do you get to it from the map? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe you have to be level 110 to get that map. This is where we're going next. So look at the shape of this world. This is the current timeline version of Outland, of Draenor. And this is the previous. Like you can see Tanan there. It's kind of like Hellfire. There's Shadowmoon Valley, which kind of resembles that Shadowmoon Valley. Zanger Sea is what became Zanger Marsh. Blade's Edge Mountain and Netherstorm used to be Frostfire Ridge and Gorgrond. Netherstorm is just a weird, otherworldly place. So we're almost landed here. So we're going to go now this way. This pathway up here is the way to Oldham, which is a level 83 questing zone. I go there, I will be like aggro everything, you know, from 10 miles away, and I will be one shot easily. That's not where we're going. Anything with a yellow nameplate is passive. They will attack you only if they are attacked, so you can go right by them. They will not aggro onto you. Anything that's red will be aggroed. Anything that's orange means it's sort of hostile. That means they're not exactly friendly or neutral with you, but they will leave you alone if you leave them alone. Like, they're kind of passive. But usually if you see like orange, it means it's a faction that you can build rep with. So now we're going to go this way. Those two obelisks there represent the entrance to the Ungoro crater. I'm going to go down here. And in 3 more levels I'll be able to fly over all these zones, so it'll be much quicker to get between them. You can fly starting at level 60, and you can fly in Outland at 60 if you want. There are bind to account things that allow you to fly in other zones at a lower level. It's automatically learned for Warlords of Draenor and Broken Isles. Now you really want to be careful a little bit in this zone because there are some high-level, large, elite dinosaurs that patrol the zone. You have some zones that have max-level elites like patrolling the zones. You'll know one when you see one. These ones are not as difficult to avoid, but the Fell Reaver in Hellfire is pretty sneaky, and considering how loud and how big it is, it never ceases to amaze me how often you'll get caught off guard by them. Go this way, because we want to go around this big volcano in the middle. They're a little too densely populated for my taste. Go this way. Just don't forget, this is a crater, and this is the middle of the crater here. A bunch of lava. So we're gonna go up, pick up that other flight point when we get there. Right over there off in the distance. There's a quest in this zone that is a direct reference to Don Quixote. Let's pick up this flight point. Now we will follow this path, where this path takes us to Silithus. See it going right up there like that. Oh, there's one of the elite dinosaurs I was telling you about. It's level 57, so it would hurt, and it would take me a while to kill it, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. Get our ass back on the main road. There's the two obelisks that lead us to Silithus. So we're going to climb out of the crater now. Yeah, he would hurt. He would hurt. The big dinosaur. But when you saw his portrait, the dragon around the portrait means elite. So when you look at Elder Scrolls Online and you look at enemies, you'll see that they have the normal nameplate. Then you'll see like the winglets on the side of the nameplate, and if they have one dot, it's just like a one stage of an elite. 2 dots would be like you need a whole group of friends to be. 3 dots means you're probably just gonna die anyways, even with you're with friends or not. Like the guards are 3 dots. WoWs are a little bit different. Quest bosses often have will just be a little bit bigger. You know, they look like a normal mob. Then you have elites, and you have varying strengths of elites, you know. Then you have, what's this?
You need something?
Interesting. Was there a different timeline for Silithus? Like Blasted Lands, because it's someone at the start, like Blasted Lands, that I was mentioning, that has a different time zone. There's something different for Silithus. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the game, so I don't know if there's something different going on. Huh. I'll have to look into that. This is Silithus. It is an insect-ridden place. Very arid as well. So when you look at the dragon borders, as I was mentioning before, so you have various levels of elites that you really can't tell by first sight with them. Then you have a dragon border and a skull. It does not mean it's 10 levels above you. It could, though. But that generally means that's how raid bosses are, because raid bosses are always treated as a minimum level or 3 levels above you, whatever your level happens to be. So like, for example, if I was to go to a level 60 raid at level 110, the boss will be treated as a level 113, not as a 63.
How may I aid you?
Yes, I have come from far off.
Winds be at your back. May the eternal sun shine on thee.
I got a bow for that one. I can equip it, but I can't use it. Let's get the flight point over here. That's the Horde flight point. Where's the Alliance flight point? Alliance flight point is up here? Yes, the Alliance flight point is up here. See, that is an elite. I happen to know in this case that the skull does not mean boss level. It means that it's more than 10 levels above me. It's level 110.
Hi. Safe travels.
Let's go down here. Grab some quests. Now, while that's a horde character, I can generally attack them.
What brings you here?
If I do, it would be a very bad idea. I dismount will allow me. Oh, it's because it's a PvP target and I'm not PvP enabled. Let's see. There's a quest in here somewhere? No, maybe not. I guess I got all the quests down here. Well, it looks like I have all the quests, so let's go do some questing. I'm just going to do enough to get to level 58, and then I'm going to head back to Stormwind. Let's go over here. We need to kill 15 Dredge Strikers. So, it's insect themed because there is a race called Silith. Well, it's called Silithus because, well, of the race of insectoids here. There's a whole raid centered around it. I guess a lot of people are doing stuff here because there's nothing to kill anywhere. They're all dead. Never been a big fan of Silithus. What other high-level zones are there? Well, I already went to Winter Spring. And Skitter? Yeah, this is a 55-60 zone. Wow, this is... I'm not beginning to think this wasn't a good idea as a place to go. Wow, there's a lot of people here. This place is usually Deadsville. No, these people are just sitting on spawn spots just because... Looks to me like they're not spawning rapidly enough for the number of people here, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just here to gain a fraction of a level, so I'll really only need to do probably 1 or 2 quests. These are higher level anyway, so they'll give more chance. There's one encrypted text. Oh, that's right, these guys are runners. Okay, so they're slowed for 50 seconds. It won't do a lot of damage, but it's probably useful at this point to use Gloomblade, because the thing about runners is they don't just run away, they run away and grab their friends. And they'll come back. So they multiply. Oh, always other people doing it. I should probably just grind mobs. Wow, this encrypted text don't drop very much, do they? Oh, let's just farm mobs until I get there. Yeah, it's gonna take a while just by farming kills. I need to complete quests. This one's taking a while, so let's kill the Death Clasp. That's all the way down there. Oh, these were not strikers, so these were not the right creatures. Finished a couple? Twilight Geolords, that's a quest. How much experience will I get from it? 8850 experience. What do I need to level? Not enough to level. Not the right kind of snake. Let's just follow the road down. We'll get that Death Clasp. Used to be a group quest. I don't know if it is anymore. Group quests usually involve killing an elite. It's not like an elite that needs a tank and needs a healer. Quite often just getting 3 or 4 DPS will be enough to kill it before it kills anyone. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Last thing I want to do is run when I... By the way, this is on Courage, which is a level 60 raid.
How are you?
Oh. Yep, Death Clasp is an elite, but I think I can handle him. How much? That's an elite, so that's probably, yeah, 11,000 experience. So we have 11,000 from that one. We have 8,000 from that one. Well, 8,800, and that one is 11,100, so that's almost 20,000 experience. We're at 140, 163. Yeah, and then there's one other quest to turn in. That one doesn't give any experience, but go turn that one in regardless. Go ring the gong. Not for any reason other than we can. We'll go bang the gong. Right there. If you want to look something up interesting about the history of World of Warcraft, read about the Scarab Gong and Encourage. It was a really big thing back in vanilla. Yeah, I guess you can't actually ring it. Oh well. Either way, let's go back. Actually, I shall be right back. I have to go AFK. Nature calls. Not that you wanted to know that. Alright, I'm back. I got some coffee while I was out. For a little scarab, that thing produces a lot of noise with its footsteps. Alright, I have some coffee. Let's see if we can't finish one more quest. I mean, I haven't found a single, like, living Dread Striker, so that quest is kind of, like, out of the question. So let's just go turn in that one. Need be. We'll just kill things for the last few because only roughly 1,000 XP. How much does XP just killing one of these things give? 560. Yeah, that'd be just like a couple of them. At this rate, I would have to kill 40 or 50 of them, but like turn in these quests and then kill a couple things and then I'm set. I mean, those were hostile guys when I was going the other way. Okay, so that's a horde. Like, this is a world PvP zone. That's horde area. Well, it used to be a horde world PvP zone. The alliance area is over here. Start heading over there.
Well met. See you soon.
No experience, but whatever. Go back to the road. Go back up. Turn in a couple quests. How many do we need now? Less than 20,000, so these quests should get us there, I hope. If not, we'll only be 1 or 2 kills away. The battery like on the laptop. Oh, it's a 46%. I have plenty. Thing has like the longest battery life.
The winds guide you. Ancestors.
11,000. Oh, we're at about 11,000, so this should get us the rest of the way there. Friggin' awesome. So we're going to go up this tower here. Get a nice view of the landscape. And get stuck because we're on a mountain.
I'm listening. Deadline.
There we go. Now we have fleet-footed, which means I can do something like this. I wouldn't have survived that before. Well, I probably would have survived it, but I would have been really hurt. I wouldn't be able to survive that and this. That would have killed me, actually. Two back-to-back like that would have killed me. So let's just drop these quests. We'll abandon that. We'll abandon that. We'll go back up to where I just was because that's where the flight point is. I jumped down for no real reason. It's great. Fly back to Ratchet.
Alone light you.
So we're going to fly back to Ratchet. Take the boat to Booty Bay. Actually, no. I think a faster way would be to actually Hearth back to Teldrassil. There's a boat that goes directly to Stormwind, I believe, from Teldrassil. So I'll be able to just land at the next flight point, Hearth back to Outland. I'll be able to Hearth back to Shadowglen, which is the starter zone of Teldrassil. There's no flight point there, so I'll have to walk to the next town, which there's a flight point. It's not that far away. Fly to Teldrassil. Darnassus. The Teldrassil is the zone. Darnassus is the city. From Darnassus, take a portal down to Rutherun Village there, and from there grab a boat to Stormwind, and from Stormwind, take the portal to Dark Portal. Which doesn't make sense because the city I was just in Silphus has a fucking portal to the Dark Portal. I'm an idiot sometimes. Which was the way out? Okay, the way out is over here. This is where you start at level 1, and I still Hearth back here because I never changed it. Now, the interesting thing about the starting zones, on PvP servers, there's a lot of griefing of people in the starter area, and that has caused a lot of people to not want to play the game after the first, frustrating first few hours playing, being killed over and over again by max level characters. So one of the things they did with the starting zones is they made the guards in the starting areas 5 levels above the players. That's like higher level than raid bosses. And they did this because that means even tanks would receive crushing blows. I mean, it was still possible as a tank to kill something that's 5 levels above you. An elite might be a little bit harder. But I know on my death night when I was one of my death nights when I was going through starting areas, I have actually killed creatures 10 levels above me that were not elite though, so 5 levels plus elite could be very bad for you. I'm sure they hit really hard.
Farewell.
So let's fly from here to Darnassus. So here's a question for you, Epiphany. When I get to Darnassus, I can take a teleport down to Rutherun Village, or I can take a flight down to Rutherun Village. Teleport's free, but I don't care about free because the cost is really next to nothing. When you fly down, you get to see the fact that we are right now, like in Teldrassil. This is the top of a very big tree, like a huge tree. Like all these trees are growing on another tree. You're wondering what I'm doing. These clams, you can vendor these clams, or you can vendor what is inside the clams when you open them, and what's inside them vendors for more than the clams themselves, so it's worth opening all of them.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you.
I'm not really doing cooking, so I don't really care about them. Alright, I'm
May
gonna
your
fly
feet
down
find good
because
trails.
it's an neat view and I enjoy the view. It takes longer and it costs gold. But it's totally worth it to see how high up you are. So up there is the top of Darnassus, or the Teldrassil Hill. Darnassus is the city at the end of it, and this is a gigantic tree. A huge ass, very large tree. And if you have a level 60 plus character, you can fly all the way up here. If you so choose. Coffee. That is one gigantic tree. That's another gigantic tree right there. That is the world tree. Nordrassil. So one of these docks goes to Stormwind, or does it go to Wetlands? I think it's this one. Where's the sign? Please a sign.
Hello. Farewell.
No, you can tell by the boat that that one goes to Azure Mist Isle, so this is the one we want. I don't think it goes to Stormwind, come to think of it. I think this one goes to the city in Wetlands. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Let's find out. Manethil Harbor. I should have known that. That's Arthas's dad. Here it comes. Yeah, you can tell by the ships. That other ship was Draenei themed, and this one is we have to go back to Hellfire Peninsula. Oh no no no! Yeah, it goes directly to that. It used to point you to Blasted Lands. Delicious. Delicious, wonderfully good coffee. So I'm going more roundabout way than I wanted to go, but there's a portal directly to it from Silthus. I totally forgot about it, but yeah, it's alright. Not that big of a deal. Wait, I thought this was going to Menethilhar. No, I guess it does go straight to Stormwind, so yeah, that was a decently quick way of going. No, the one in Menethil Harbor is Theramore. Theramore goes to Menethil Harbor. Darnassus goes to Stormwind. And in 2 levels, I'll get a new talent point right here. But here's Stormwind again. We were already here earlier in the stream. From a different part in the city. So we're gonna go over here. We want to go into the Mage Quarter, which is that purple area right there. Okay, so we're gonna go over here, down here, through this tunnel, this way. There's a tall building in the Mage Quarter right there that we want to go to. It's the one with the corkscrew walkway around it. Go through, around the walkway.
Good day to you. My, you're a tall one.
Mage Trainer. Here's the portal to Hellfire Peninsula. Now we get to see a different style of land. Here's the Stair of Destiny. Right there's the portal. The outland side of the Dark Portal. Not actually a boss level, it's just he's level 72. These are all 70 elites. So let's take this.
Light bless you. Go with honor, friend. What can I do for you? Be good.
Now we're gonna fly over to Honor Hold.
Safe travels.
Once we get there, we are gonna put an end to the stream, and then we'll pick up right there where we left off. So this is Outland. There is no water. This is actually a shattered, broken world. It was killed by it was destroyed by a fairly massive explosion. Now, interesting thing about this zone, there is a large level 70 elite enemy that patrols the zone. Maybe I'll, before I shut down the stream, I'll do a couple things on my max level character to show you around some. So we're gonna land here. Actually, before I log out, let's go in the inn. Because you get more rusted experience that way. Here's the inn. Log out. Go on the other rogue. I've completed a couple missions. I've completed 3 missions. This is my highest level character. It's a max level character. Right now it's the only max level character I have. I switched characters right like just a minute ago. This character is level 110. So let's go back and do some flying, and I'll show you some of the things I was talking about before. So, where should we take our portal? Take our portal to Orgrimmar. Yeah, when Battle for Azeroth comes out, they'll be raising the max level to 120. This character right here is level 110. You can tell there's a big difference because the other rogue has 8,000 health. This one has 3.8 million. Things grow rapidly. It's exponential growth. Like, Elder Scrolls Online is linear. Like, my level 44 character has, like, I think 13 or 14,000 health, which is not much more than I had at, like, say, level 20. But everything grows linearly up till about level 90. After that, it grows rather exponentially. Like, a level 90 character will have, I want to say, 50 or... No, now level 90 character and really, really good level 90 gear would have about 100,000 health. And a brand new 110 is at around 1.8 million. At 100, when you were a brand new 100 character, level 100 character, you had around 220, I want to say. So, Ratchet is down this way. Alright, so this is a different viewpoint. You can see how much faster you move now. Like, I'll just go over the land, like, just skim the land, and you'll see how fast I'm actually moving. So this here is Ratchet. We've been here before on the other character. Actually an alliance settlement right there. This is Dustwalla Marsh. Remember where I was talking about the settlement out there, Theramore? Where Jaina Proudmoore was located within the tower in the center? Something that happened at level 90. Actually, before level 90. In the space between Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria, the Horde bombed Theramore. And if you've done the scenario where you actually do the battle for Theramore, as you can see, there is no Theramore. This is why Jaina is understandably pissed with the Horde. This is all that's left of it. We can go this way. You know, Onyxia drops a mount, and I'm passing right by it, and it takes a couple seconds to do Onyxia. So let's do a level 80 raid real quick. Set the raid difficulty to 25 player. Let's set to 25 heroic, so you're going to see what a single level 110 player can do compared to the content that was designed for 25 level 80 players. So this is a single 110 killing things that 25 level 80s were supposed to kill back in the day. And you'll see how ridiculous it is. Now the eye over their head means they can see you in stealth. I did not want to do that, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm at a different spec rogue now, and I ended up using a cooldown because that's the ranged attack in the spec that I was just in. Yes, that did 3 million damage. And this is a raid boss for level 80s. Now, I was hitting them with pistol shot. This boss I will hit with an ambush. Like, pistol shot is 151,000 damage multiplied, of course. Ambush will do 400, so 500,000 damage. But it is multiplied because, like, that's a long explanation, but... Okay, boss is already dead. Nope. No mount. That's okay, I got my Ashen Shack. It's supposed to be, the item, the bag I just opened is called the Ashen Sack of Gems. I call it the Ashen Sack of Gem because more often than not there's only one in it. So that's that. That's a 25 player level 80 raid back in the day when I was level 80, and on the rare occasions that we actually managed to get 25 people to go into it. Yeah, that was something 25 level 80s were supposed to do, and that boss took 3 to 5 minutes to kill using 25 level 80s. Most of the fight for that was like just waiting for the boss to walk across the room and then fly back and land. That's how powerful, like, how much you grow in power over over levels. Now that boss has at 11 million health. 25 player raid bosses at level 110 have about 2 billion health. And most players, like in very good gear, are dealing 600 to 800,000 or more damage per second. Actually, sometimes over 1 million damage per second. Yes, billion. My character in ad level content, just out soloing, doing stuff in the world, you know, it's not an accurate reflection of what it's capable of. I'm doing 400 to 500,000 damage every second. Alright, so there's Daenerys right there. There's Angoro Crater. I actually know of a quick way from Angoro Crater to get to Northrend, which is the level 70 to 80 zone. We're not going to do that right just yet. So we'll fly over here. Yeah, I'm just talking in guild chat right now. So this is Silithus from a different angle, a more vertical angle. So that was a lot quicker getting to it on flying, isn't it? You don't have to serpentine your way through it to avoid all the creatures patrolling around the Ngoro crater. Because it's either avoid them or fight them. Because one thing you don't see, because I tried to avoid it happening, if something reasonably close to your level strikes you from behind, it can daze you, causing you to move slowly and dismount you immediately. So half the time you end up having to fight them anyways. So let's go up here. There's a... Oh, this portal's not active. God damn it. I guess I do have to go the other way, but let's... Takes me to Pandaria. Let's go back to Pandaria briefly. Let's see if we can kill a world boss there. There's a chance for mounts to drop there as well. We'll do that real quick. Let's see if Galleon is its name? I can't remember. See if Galleon's there and we'll try and kill him. This is level 90 stuff. This is Pandaria, very Asian themed. Galleon there. So Epiphany, do you want to see what a dungeon is like? Before I end this stream, I can queue for a dungeon real quick and do one. A heroic dungeon. Galleon is not here. Yeah, I'll do that then. Random Legion Heroic. Cursed Shard. Oh, interesting. I have no idea what that's about. Well, let's see how long the queue is. 5 minutes. That's a pretty quick queue. Go back up to the Shrine of Two Moons. Normal Fenrir has been defeated by Guild after 4 minutes and 1.21 seconds. That's a fairly long kill for a dungeon. Dungeon bosses. Dungeon bosses are typically 1 to 2 minutes until you start to grossly overgear. Like I'm looking at guild chat, you can't see it because the Legion logo is covering up the chat, and I do that so that people can't see. Like if someone sends me a personal message or something like that, because sometimes I have friends here, so I don't want their personal stuff to be broadcast on stream. So I cover it up with the game's logo. But yeah, apparently a group in the guilds engaged Fenrir, which is a dungeon boss in Trial of Valor, and it took him 4 minutes and 1.21 seconds to beat it, and that's a fairly long time for a dungeon boss. That's like almost raid boss territory. I've actually been in groups where we killed raid bosses faster than that. So let's go back in here. What were we gonna see? We were gonna go back to Outland, weren't we? So we'll go up here. And we'll take portal to Shatrath. That's $on. This is Shatrath over here. So now we're back in Outland. This is Shatrath, the main hub in Outland. This is actually an area in Draenor too. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna head back to Hellfire so you can see Hellfire from the sky. While we wait in the queue, which is now 2 minutes into a 4-minute queue. This is Hellfire Peninsula. The opposite end from the portal. So that right there on the right is Honor Hold. That's the Alliance area. Like, one of the things about Outland is like all the zones had a mirror image, like the Horde and the Alliance. Like that's the Alliance style architecture. That's the Horde. They were usually on opposite ends. There was a mirror image, or so often they had just different faction versions of the same quests. So it was just like mirror images, a lot like the old real-time strategies were. Nowadays, when they do the two, if they have the two go in the same zone together, quite often they'll tell different storylines and have different quests. So it's a completely different experience. That's one of the reasons why I like leveling an Alliance character, is seeing how the storylines are completely different. So like these right here, as you can see, it's level 59. Across this threshold where these pillars are, you can see there. Ah, there's the Fellow Reaver. That's what I wanted to show you. They'll just walk around the zone, and you'd think as loud as this thing roars that it wouldn't be able to sneak up on you, but believe me, it does. It'll catch you off guard. By the time you start hearing that roaring, you're like, oh shit, 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 and you're trying to scramble to see where it's coming from and, you know, get out of the way, because it'll one-shot you when you're level 58. Let's kill him real quick. I have to kill him every time for the couple times he's managed to kill me. So let's go into our dungeon here. Looks like we have Blackrook Hold. Oh, the Archway. When did they start queuing in the Archway? Apparently I got a dungeon in progress. Where is everyone?
Darkness calls.
By the way, anytime I sprint, because like in Legion you have artifact weapons. You get one weapon for the entire expansion. Right there it is. Like these, you can upgrade the progression of the weapon so the weapon gets stronger. So one of the abilities of this weapon was the tank and healer died. Interesting. Yes, the tank and healer are the two that died. And there's a patrol coming up this way. Oh, looks like he stops at the top of the stairs. You can see things take a little longer to kill even with 5 people. We haven't even got to a boss yet. This is a boss.
Beware.
See, that boss took 50 seconds, which is why I was saying 4 minutes is a long time for a boss. 50 seconds seems moderate. I mean, I'm arguably one of the least geared people in here. I don't play that much. Like, if I actually raided, I would have pretty good gear. I would be doing a lot more damage and have a lot more health. I haven't done this dungeon since early in the expansion. So for that fight, I ended up doing over 730,000 damage every second. In a fight that was 26 seconds. That's a good, what, 20 million damage? Usually shit on the ground means don't go in it. Usually. Sometimes there's exceptions. Sometimes stuff on the ground is good, but it's rare. In this case, it increases arcane damage that I take. Oh yeah, these are things you want to stand in. I don't know if that's an upgrade. Crit and versatility, that probably actually is an upgrade. Maybe. It's actually a lower item level, but that's not bad at all. I'm intrigued.
It's mine.
I actually don't remember the fights, just because.
My. Someone has made quite a mess down here. It has been too long since we purged these catacombs of refuse. It appears we have a rat infestation.
Fortunately, there's no place to mount, so I can't empty my bags. Oh, because I never did after Onyxia. I should have done that. Well.
I have not survived for 10,000 years just to fall to a swarm of rats. I am a conduit of the Nightwell's glorious power. I am Nightborn.
Yeah, what he does is he teleports you away and you have to get to him before,
Enough! You little beasts are getting out of hand. You vermin never witnessed such raw power? I think not. The Grand Magistrix will have your heads for this.
well, I could have the bag space if I use these consumable items. So If you're new to the stream, this is not the character I was, like, joined the stream to start playing. I do, however, need to clear my bags out a little bit. I have a lot of junk in them.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Hey, Mr. Wallace, how you doing today? This is not the baby rogue. This is not the rogue that, from the original stream. I actually, switched characters, because towards the end of the stream here, this is where I left off on the lower level one. So, yeah, no, this is just my max level rogue. A friend of mine on YouTube wanted to see, like, what a dungeon was like, because he's never played WoW before. So I decided to queue for a dungeon. I don't play WoW nearly as much as I used to. I used to raid like about 8 hours a week. I don't raid at all anymore. I took a break from raiding for the Legion expansion just because I got burned out on Warlords of Draenor, partially because it was such a terrible expansion. Regarding what I'm going to do in the future, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be raiding like in Battle for Azeroth. I haven't decided yet. I don't really like augment runes, and I don't really like artifact power. I don't like feeling like I have to do things outside of raiding just to be on the level that I need to raid. It's grindy, it's not alt-friendly. I've never been GM of it. Well, I'm GM of a guild on an alt, but there's no one in that guild. But, no, I mean, I just don't like the grindy nature of artifact power, and I especially hate having to grind for augment runes. Either you have to do LFR, and if you overgear LFR, that's just a drag sometimes, or you have to farm for gold to buy them, if that's the case, if you don't have a huge stash. And at this point in my life, I don't want to just spend all my free time playing WoW. There are other games I want to play, and I want to come into WoW, raid, and then use my other spare time playing other games. Like, I like first-person shooters. I would like to spend a lot of my free time playing first-person shooters, and I just wasn't enjoying, like, the game at the end of Warlords of Draenor, so, like, right at the end of the expansion, I announced to my guildmates that I was going to take a break for the first tier of Legion. As it turns out, I've taken a break from raiding for the entire expansion. D3 is in Diablo 3. I have it. I haven't played it in months. Like, I haven't played a Necromancer or anything like that. It is, wait, Necromancer is the new class, right? Yeah, I mean, I have it, but I haven't actually even purchased the Necromancer class yet. I don't know, like, I've been playing a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online. I've been playing, like, on my stream, I've been doing Bioshock, I've been doing Doom, I've been doing Alice Madness Returns. Each of them is unfinished. I actually do not have an Xbox or a PlayStation 4. I do not have any consoles. Part of the reason for that is I don't watch TV, so I do not own a TV, so all my games are done on my PC. I have a Blu-ray drive for my PC, so I watch Blu-ray movies from the PC. There is a TV in the house. It is not mine, though, but I do have a Steam link for it. I was considering buying a console. I was considering buying a console for the TV, but I was thinking about it, and, you know, I'm like, I've got to have over 100 games in my Steam library, you know, and then there's Origin, there's, you know, the Blizzard games and everything. And I thought if I got a console, I'd have to re-buy a game library for the console, and to me it just felt like kind of a waste to build up another game library when I could just spend $50, get a Steam Link and a Steam controller, and just play games, you know, have with my host PC running everything on the TV. It works fine. I don't like controllers as much as keyboard as a mouse, and I'm far less effective at it. But you know, it works if I want to sit at the couch and play, you know, like Portal or like old Sega games that I have in my Steam library. Then yeah, I can do that. I've tried a few first-person shooters with the Steam controller, and like because I've been playing PC games for 20 years, I'm ingrained in keyboard and mouse. So controllers, especially ones with analog sticks, because the last console I owned was a Super Nintendo. It was a learning curve for me. So to get used to first-person shooters with the Steam controller, I started off with Portal 2. Was the first game I played on it. After Portal 2, to get familiar with first-person shooters, I went to Half-Life, and Half-Life 2. I've gotten up to, I think, sand traps in Half-Life 2, almost to where the antline guard boss is. I haven't finished it yet, though. I tried playing Doom 2016 with a Steam controller. Oh god, what a disaster that was. The aim assist in that game is very mild, and I'm all thumbs playing it, and not in a good way, you know. So, like, I was just doing really poorly compared to how I play with a keyboard and mouse. So, I'm not quite up to that point yet, but, using a Steam controller, like when I use the right trackpad, I actually use it in mouse-like keyboard. I use it as a mouse-like joystick, so it uses joystick inputs. So dead zones make it feel a little awkward when you're trying to use the mouse-like joystick as opposed to using it in mouse mode. But part of the reason why I used it as a mouse-like joystick is to get the benefit of aim assist, because it's not as precise as an actual keyboard and mouse. It just isn't. So, in games, I prefer to use mouse-like joystick, just to get the benefit of aim assist. I mean, I don't have a problem with using aim assist on a controller. I turn that shit off whenever I'm using keyboard and mouse, though. Like in games where you have an option to have aim assist when using a keyboard and mouse, it gets turned off. Like when I'm actually using a real keyboard and mouse. But yeah, I've played a little bit of Fallout 4 with the Steam controller too, but I find myself relying on VATS more, and I actually don't really like a VATS playstyle that much. So my build is not a VATS-centric build. My gear is not VATS-centric, so I'm less effective. The mouse I am using right now is a Logitech G502. It is a weighted mouse. I have the... I actually don't have any weights in it, because I like the feel of the mouse without any weights in it. But I used to have a G9X, and I would put, I think 22 grams of weights in it, and that's about where I liked it. Overall, though, I think I like the 502 more than the G9X. I liked the MX518 I had better than the G9X too. I've been using Logitech mice like almost exclusively since mid-90s, early 90s. I used Logitech mice in Doom 2. Back when they actually had balls and, you know, and they got stuck with hair on them. To this day, I still clean my mouse pad on a regular basis, because, like, not to keep the mouse ball clean, but more like, mice these days, the feet on them are such low friction that if I get any dust or crap on the mouse pad, I can feel it dragging on the mouse, and the reduced coefficient of friction is noticeable. You definitely see it when you look at the polish on the other side of the mouse. At any rate, let's go back and we'll see if we can do some, we'll do some, missions, get some missions set up, and, yeah, they could. I would actually, like, it was a pain because, if you look at the underside and you take the ball out of them, you would actually have 3 rollers on the underside of the mouse. There was the vertical movement roller, you know, that had like a little wheel with slits in them and it would actually count them. You had the horizontal one, and then there was a one that was diagonal to them that actually pushed the ball into them so that there would still be contact. All 3 of those rollers could get dirt and crap on them. Like it would, the ball would pick up the dirt and then it would deposit it on the roller. And because you have all this dirt and hair and stuff on the roller, it would make the roller have an inconsistent diameter. So moving the mouse at a linear speed would result, you know, like if you move it at a constant speed, the cursor would move it at a constant speed. So it actually hurt the response. So I would, like, probably roughly weekly or so actually clean off all 3 of them. But the 2 rollers that deal with the actual tracking of the mouse were more important. And usually they had like strings of hair and crap on them. I do not miss those days.
Hey there.
Not
See
one
you
bit.
later.
What was the first optical mouse I got? I can't remember when I got it. Early 2000s, I think. Maybe late 90s. No, it was late 90s. Like I said, I still obsessively clean my mouse pad, so... I have a, I actually spent a decent amount on my mouse pad that I have right now, because, I've used, like, hard plastic mouse pads, and while they feel good, they wear the fuck out of the feet of your mouse. And cloth pads are really light on mouse wear, but they have a high coefficient of friction and the mouse drags on them. So I decided to give the Steel Series Dex a try, and it's actually a really nice mouse pad. I highly recommend it. I would definitely pick it up if you can. It's like $36 though. It's not a cheap mouse pad, but I'm very happy with it. Alright, so let's go down this way, because we were going to, we're going to check this out. Grab these.
You need something?
What does
Have a
Elixir
good one.
Plenty do? 100 order resources. Yeah, that's useful. Yeah, what it is, it's a cloth mouse pad with these, like, hex patterns on it, so there's less contact area between the mouse pad and your mouse, so you get, like, a really low coefficient of friction, like a hard plastic pad, but it's also cloth, so you don't get the wear that a hard plastic has on your mouse feet. So, you get the best of both worlds. It's water resistant, you just run it under the sink and then just shake it off and you can start using it again. It's pretty big too, so it's pretty nice. I had to actually move my keyboard over to the left to make room for it. I mean, look it up on Amazon. You can see, like, basically what it's designed, or like read a review on it. I did a little bit of research and I decided I'd give it a shot. I'd seen some people complain about, like, the cloth coming undone from the silicone base, but I'm not experiencing that at all. So let's see what we have here. 100 order, 50 gold, 25 gold. Those are the 2 things I wanted to replace. So let's just hold on to that. Unless I get another another combat ally. What else did we get? Oh wait, we were going to use that. Not sure that's an upgrade. 5% maximum energy might not be bad. 105 energy, I don't know if that's worth it though. Is that an upgrade? Yeah, it's better itemized. Huh. Less agility, but it's better secondary stats. I don't know if it's any better. I don't know if either of those are really worth using right now. Let's consider those at a later date. So let's look at what we have here. We have 2 thieves, 1 pirate, and 2 assassins. We don't have enough crews to be able to do missions right now, so let's...
Good day to you.
Let's at least start those orders and
See you
then
around.
log off, because it takes 30 minutes for each one to be made, and I need
Hello.
1 pirate,
Farewell.
1 thief, pirate. I need 2 pirates, 1 thief. Alright, no, 2 pirates, 1 thief. Wait. I think I have all the assassins I can have.
Need help? Can I help you?
Yeah, I have all the
Safe travels.
assassins. Oh, if you want to know, there's a Pulp Fiction reference right here.
Light be with you.
Right there is a Pulp Fiction reference. Did they reduce the cost of that, or did I just not have enough before? 17,000. Yeah, why not? Wait, hold on. Let's look and see when the
What do you like?
next Oh yes, next week is the World Quest bonus event, which will give me at least 5,000. So
Please
yeah,
honor,
let's
friend.
buy this.
Go with honor, friend.
So, Epiphany, this is... In Legion, every class has their own hall, their own special area where they can go. All the players you see, people with blue name tags over their head, they're all rogues. Every single one of them. Because only rogues are allowed in this area. Every class has their own area. Like, if you were to look at a map, the rogues are actually right under the city of Dalaran, which is the main city. If you look, I can go out and second exit to the rogue area. Go down this tunnel here. This tunnel leads to another exit. I can show you where it is for most classes. I have several classes at 100 plus that have unlocked their class hall. So this is the rogue one. Nice little plank to walk. So that's the sewer exit from rogues. If you look, where is it? Over there, that way. It should be this way. Oh, I can't see it. A little bit foggy though. Maybe Acarus is phased. Only Death Knights can see it, maybe. It used to be over this way. Oh no, it's right there. That's the Death Knights area. Right there that the cursor is circling. The Druid area is right there, the Drain Grove. The Hunter area is right there, True Shot Lodge, the top of that white area right there. The Death Knight, or sorry, not the Death Knight, the Demon Hunter and Warlock and Shaman are all a special instanced area. The Paladins is in an area over in Eastern Plaguelands. Wait. I need the Mage Tower to be built, because I have a quest that needs the Mage Tower to be built. Is there a mailbox around here somewhere? I don't know where there's a mailbox, so let's fly back to Dalaran. Because I have a green that I want to... Yeah, I shouldn't have left Dalaran because there's two things I have to take care of. But yeah, in terms of like hardware for my PC, I've used Logitech mice like exclusively for about 20 years. I also happen to have a Logitech keyboard right now, but I'm not as, you know, my preference for them isn't as strong. It just happen to be decently priced. I have Logitech speakers. They happen to be an open box at Circuit City back when Circuit City existed. I've had them for 10 years. They're THX certified 5.1 speakers. That's about it as far as Logitech goes. I have two monitors, an Acer and an Asus. I've had a Samsung monitor in the past. I really liked that one. I've had two Corsair power supplies. I've had an Asus video card, an NVIDIA branded video card. I've had an EVGA branded video card. This. Oh yeah, Chris Shard. I don't know what that's about, but...
Light be with you.
So let's deposit that. Use that.
Be careful.
Use this. Yeah, you can throw empty bottles at people. It's kind of fun. Alright, so let's send that to my bank alts. We'll send this to my shaman, because my shaman is enchanter and I can disenchant it. Do you mean from 100 to 110? Because from level 1 to 110 took like 7 or 9 years because I created this character in 2008. You know, it stops for about 2 years, roughly every 5 to 10 levels. But when this expansion first went out, I was level 100.
Feel free
To level
browse.
100 to 110 took... Usually takes about 20 hours, but over time they nerfed the experience required, so it takes less and less over as an expansion progresses. So let's put this in the reagent bank.
Need help?
I have a lot of crap in the banks here. I mean, look at all this crap. Some of this stuff is unobtainable. Like, some of these things you see in this bag here cannot be gotten anymore. Case in point, this, 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 and this were all removed from the game when Cataclysm launched in 2010. These are something that only rogues can get now. They were moved at the end of Miss Pandaria. These are just examples of gear that was removed from the game, like rogues used to have throwing weapons, and these are thrown weapons that I've had over time. I just kept them for posterity. These are items that were used for a special, like, one or two patch event in Miss Pandaria. What else? Necrotic runes were there for the invasion event before Wrath of the Lich King. What else? This right here. Exquisite costume set, the Lich King, was only available 2 years ago for Hallow's End, I think. I don't remember. Or was that this? I don't remember. Old Crafty is just really hard to get. Admiral's Compass. What else here? Field research reports. I don't even remember what these were for. Why is this in my bank? All that shit. A bank slot that doesn't need to be used up. Same with that. And that. And that, I don't need that. That was a really good trinket back in the day. I think that's the reason why I kept it, because it was a really neat, unique trinket. Yeah, this is something that can't be gotten anymore. This can't be acquired anymore. I kept this just because it's a trinket that increases stealth. And I used to be a jewel crafter, which hence why it says requires jewel crafting. It's in red. I can't use it anymore. Something I can't even equip, but it can't be gotten anymore. It's I got this at level 110. I don't even remember that. Fellblade Hood. Esguard of the Uncrowned. I think that's the Uncrowned gear set. The Fell Shroud stuff here cannot be acquired anymore. How many of them do I have? Yeah, I have a full set. Let's see, that can be gotten still. That can't. Don't think that can either. Various foods. What I think is one of the most interesting unobtainable items is there's a bow in here somewhere that's unobtainable. I really need to like get more of these thistle teas, like get rid of them and actually use them. Not useful if it's sitting in my bank. Like these can't be gotten at all anymore. Either of these. Pair of fist weapons. What they look like. They change you into a tiger person. This has the best flavor text ever. The best defense against magic users is killing them. What else do I have that's unobtainable? I have a bow in here somewhere. I know what the icon looks like, it's just with all this crap it's hard to find. I'll just search for it by name. There it is. That's a neat looking bow. Unobtainable. Can't be acquired. Alright, let's clear out our bags and then head out.
You. I am listening.
Yeah, apparently in Battle for Azeroth they're getting rid of set bonuses. They're gonna have to be locked into it. I don't know, I think set bonuses have always been kind of exciting. I'm kind of sad to see the loss of that. Not very good. There's that. And I definitely don't need that. Oh. I mean, that socket is nice, but I don't think that socket's worth 114 agility and like a total secondary stat budget. I have no idea what to do about these two things. Let's just keep things as they are now. I'll have to figure out what to... I need to get rid of all these fucking things. Which means I need to do world quests one of these days. I have to remember to use them before I do world quests.
Good luck, friend.
So what was I going to send to my bank alt? Or did I send everything to my bank alt? I already did. I can get rid of that.
Hello.
That's also not an upgrade.
Be careful.
Alright, let's go to the shaman and disenchant that green. And go to the bank alt and pick up the take that thing out of my mail, because if I don't, I'll lose it in 30 days. This. Enchant that. By the way, the class hall for shamans is right here. That is a really big maelstrom. It's called the maelstrom, but yeah. I haven't done any leveling on this character yet. So, I have to decide which character to boost to 100. Obviously not the Paladin, because it's only 3 levels. The Warrior's 9, maybe. I mean, everything else is like 9 or 10, so... The Druid is an herbalist, so there's... Well, the Druid's also level 100, so... the Monk... and the Bank Alt. It's between the Warrior and the Bank Alt. One of these two I'm going to boost to 100. I just don't know which one yet. So Epiphany, if you don't know what a bank alt is, sometimes you get so much stuff, like between your accounts, that you just store stuff, hence bank. That's what this character is. This character is a bank alt. It's just a repository. It manages auction house stuff. It has most of my gold, because like that mount that I told you that it was 120,000 gold, right? I can afford it several times over, as you can see how much gold. Like I had 200 gold on the baby rogue. I have 674,000 gold on this character. Over 500,000. I had over 900,000 when the expansion started. Was it 900 or was it 800? I don't remember. I know I spent a couple 100,000 over the course of the expansion. And since I don't play it that much, I haven't made it all back yet. I'm not even close to any of the... Uh-oh, the laptop is shutting off. Hold on a second. Let's plug in the charger real quick before it decides to shut off. It's at 5% battery. There we go, now it's charging. Alright. Well, that's that. So, at this point, I am going to call it a night, because I've been doing this for like 3 hours now. And it's 12:30 a.m. Well, I don't need to run to the charger because the laptop is sitting in the computer room and the charger is already plugged into the wall. It's just not plugged into the laptop. I had to just pick up the cord and plug it into the laptop. And 5% battery is like, well, maybe 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take 5-10 minutes. Alright. I bid you adieu. I hope you have a good one, Epiphany. If Baron is streaming, I guess I'll see you there. Yeah, anytime you want to see anything, just let me know, man. Alright, see everyone later. I hope you all enjoyed the show. It's been the longest I've played WoW in a while. Peace out, have a good one.